What about my toy collection? Hi, I'm Neil Tyra. I'm an estate planning attorney in Rockville, Maryland, and I do estate plans for regular folks like you and me. People collect a whole lot of things. If you've ever seen that show on the History Channel, American Pickers, you know what I mean. If people can acquire it, they collect it in droves. And so um, we want to account for those collections in our estate plans. And sometimes it's a little difficult to do so. Like my mother collected Hummel figurines and my brother's baseball cards. And I have a client who collected guitars. I was kind of hoping that he would pay his attorney in with part of that collection. But all of these things fall into what's referred to as tangible property. And there's three levels of tangible property reflected in your will. So the first is what I call treasures. Those are the either really expensive or really sentimentally valuable assets that you want to go to a specific person or entity. So you want to name those things explicitly as a specific bequest. The second category is stuff that you want certain people to have, but doesn't rise to the level of a treasure. And oftentimes, what we do is we include a list that accompanies our will, and it names that item and the person to whom you want it to go. If it's not a treasure or not on that list, it falls into the general category of the residual tangible property, and your personal representative or executor is going to distribute that in accordance with your general wishes. Now, what happens if you have an expensive collection, like you have a collection of art or coins or cars? Um, how do you account for that? Well, there's a couple of things that you need to do. All of these would be what I would say are in the treasure list. So they should be explicitly called out in your will. But before that, what's really important is that you catalog the collection, that you have a definitive written statement of what constitutes this collection. I have a client right now who has one of the largest collections of flat recordings, i.e., records, and he has a 51-page catalog of all these early recordings. So it's really important to bound what we mean by my record collection or my toy collection. Secondly, you need to get it appraised. You need to know the relative value and store that appraisal with the list. And finally, make sure that it's accounted for in your plan. You don't want people fighting over these expensive collections. So again, you'd be surprised how many regular folks have collections. I'm Neil Tyra. I do estate plans for regular folks like you and me. Our contact information is at the end of this video. We'd love to have you call us and chat about your collections.